Hello, everybody. How are you? I know that you are finding strange that I'm with a new hair, but this is a wig that I bought, and I tried to design exactly what kind of hair I wanted, and so I found the perfection for me because I was expecting to find a wig that looks like my real hair after some years of growing up. And so I found a great wig that fits this, defined with my hair. And my hair is like this, believe me. And so after some years, my hair will grow up like this, and I'll let my hair growing inside, my hair growing here under the wig. And so let me live this way. I think personally that every woman should try to use a wig. I think wigs are for women to use it, not only women with cancer or women with body sickness or things like this. I think every woman needs to wear a wig. We don't need our hairs to look good all the time. It's a lot harder to keep a healthy hair all the time. I think normal woman cannot keep a healthy hair all the time. It's a thing only for the celebrities that has personal stylists, that has hairdressers and lots of people on the media to take care of the beautiful hairs. And at the same time, these girls are actresses. These girls works for the media and needs to change their hairs all the time to destroy their hairs. So lots of celebrities wear wigs too. So why not normal woman can wear that? So I think it fits a lot with me. Yeah, it is a beautiful wig, and I think I wear it all the time in my life. I wear it at home. I wear it in streets, in school tomorrow, and lots of places where I go because I really love my hair. And so today I'll not talk exactly about my hair, but I will talk about a series of things that is circulating on the vlogs world, and it's called 13 Reasons Why, a new series from the Netflix. I didn't watch the 13 Reasons Why, but I know it's about to tell uh, your story and how it ended with depression, with suicide, with things like this. Well, I don't know exactly what about it. I know it's controversial, and I know lots of blogs are now telling their sad stories of life because of this web series called 13 Reasons Why. But in my case, I did not watch it, but I have a story to tell about me. I know you are interested to know about what was my lifestyle when I was a kid and how I grew up, if I were rich, if I were something extraordinary for a girl. Well, what I'm going to say perhaps can be a surprise to you. So let me talk about it. First, I was born, my father left me. Yes, and my mother ended the in a divorce with him, and so I was born, and my parents got separated from each other until the day I was born. So my father put me on the lap of my mother and said to her, "Go away and find another house." And so she had to create myself alone. And my father was never present in my life, and so I had to do all by myself. All the girls of my age, all the kids had their fathers to protect them, to save them from bullying, to save them from boys, and I had to fight against the boys by myself because I had to be strong all the time without a masculine figure, without a male presence that could save me, okay? And so this is my life. And so this was a little bit painful to me all the time because in the school I saw kids with their parents together, I saw happy families, and I had nothing to do about it because my family was not complete. And so I was created by my grandmother too. She was all the time the woman that created me when I was a kid. Um, my mother had to work a lot in her jobs, and I had to stay at home with my grandmother, and she took care of me all the time. So I learned a lot of things with my grandmother. Yeah, I learned with old people. So when I was a kid, my grandfather died, and that was painful to me because I was very connected to him. I had no father, but I had him as a male figure to me. At the same time, he was a strong figure to me. And so I spent the night in the cemetery. I was crying a lot. I was crying like there is no tomorrow. And because I loved him as almost like my daddy. And so my grandfather was buried. And I noticed what is life and death for the first time when I had to go to the cemetery to watch my grandfather to be buried. And so I had a terrible days in the school. I had horrible days. That was a horrible life in the school. I joined the school early, and the kids were very, very bad with me. I worked with evil kids. Yes, the schools I had was the schools of the bad boys and bad girls, from the mini little girls trying to be adults already with the cliffhangers, already with short and erotic stuff. And so I had to know what is sex in the early 10 years old, 11 years old. I had to know what's about kisses, what about sex, what about everything. But I never did sex in my life. I'm a virgin. But I had to know everything with these kids because these kids did not want to play childish games with me. There was no innocence in the schools that I studied with them. So I had to know everything about the adult's life with these little kids. And they were a lot bad with me because I was a very ugly teenager. I was a very ugly kid. I was very slim. I had no boobs. I was with a strange hair, like a messy hair all the time. I had no self-esteem. And so the kids had to find a lot of terrible nicknames to me, like Vampire, um, Samara Morgan from the Ring movie, Ghost, Monster, Devil, sorry. Um, Monster was painful to me. They said a lot of bad things to me. They put on me a lot of bad nicknames that I hate to remember of them. And so I grew up with these kids say a lot of stuff to me, and it was very painful. And I had to learn how to grow up and increase self-esteem in me, and this was hard, as hard. I spent since my 5 years old, since a little kid, I went to the psychologist to take care of my mind, but it was nothing good because I try a lot to save myself from these bad comments from people. I try a lot to save myself from these people. And well, they did a lot of evil things against me. I fell on the ground once in the school and they were like say a lot of bad things to me. Go to the hell, little bitch. Go to the hell, witch. So I grew up in the middle of this children, and I had no good childhood. And so I had to do a lot of things to win some things to me. Like for example, I want to have and to enjoy music. Yes, I want to sing. I want to play guitar, acoustic guitar, and I started to sell my things to be a seller. Yes, I tried to find a job, but I cannot find a job here. It's very hard. Here in my city, to find a job is almost impossible because all the people here works in the mafia. Alright, they have a mafia, and so they need to work to their families only. They put their family only to work with the other families, and so I'm not from a rich family, and I had to learn how to sell my things. I had to learn how to do business by myself, and so today I do business administration and stuff like this because I'm very experienced with it since I was young. And so I joined several schools of music, several schools of dancing, and things like this. I think I was created for arts. Yes, and so I did a design course for the first time when I was a teenager, and so I formed by myself very, very young when I had I don't remember, but I was 13. I joined the design school, and so I formed as a school as a veteran designer. In my times, Photoshop was not a user thing. Computers were not a user thing here. And so I was one of the first designers to be formed, and I love it. And so this is my life. I think if I tell more things, it will be a lot of uh, large video, and I don't want this video to be large in it. I want to tell just the basics. And so everyone has a sad story to tell. I think mine was terrible. I had panic attacks once, and I went to the sanitarium, and so I started to take pills. And yes, I'm still alive. And yes, today I love life. I think I am a warrior. I think I survived. If you survive life, you are my hero. You shall know it. You are my hero. And if you survive life, you have the best things to come to you, because if you spend the worst things of your life when you were a teenager, a kid, a young adult, you take the best things when you get older like me. And so today I'm here. I consider myself as beautiful. Perhaps people cannot think I'm beautiful, but I think I am beautiful. And so I changed a lot. My bedroom is like a princess bedroom. I'm going to make a lot of money because I'm studying harder, and I'm here in a beautiful garden. I'm here in a beautiful things. I think I deserve all the best things of the world because I suffered a lot, because I spent a hell's life, I spent a dog life, and so I'm here. Uh, a lot of bitch, I'm fabulous. So that's it. I hope you like my short brief of what I suffered, and I hope you like my new hair. Yeah, I will stay using it all the time. Kisses and see ya.